disgruntledduck.com.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me again, and welcome to the channel for another little update on the Cars the Star. Use that hashtag across all of social media to find out how to get along with these scale model car builds. So on to this week, what we've got done. Well, anyway, on to what we've got done since the last update. I've made a start on the Toyota Corrla. This was always going to be one of the more challenging pieces out of these projects, just because there's so much on this that's out of my comfort zone. So given the body a quick coat of X2 white gloss and given it a varnish as well, so we can get on to applying some of the decals. So there's a lot going on with the decals, and there's an absolute ton of decals. I made a couple of mistakes, but again, this was very much a learning process with this specific model. Some of the way the decals curve around parts of the body are so easy to split, and yeah, I've made a couple of little mistakes. I've tried to rectify what I can. I think I've come out with something that doesn't look too bad. I've had to go along and tick off as I've gone through the decals because there's just so many on the body of this car, and it was really starting to get confusing. It's given me such a huge amount of respect for those car model builders out there, because there's just so much to do to get that nice finish, which brings me on to the next point. The masking. There's a hell of a lot of masking going on externally, as well as on a lot of the individual parts, the drive shafts, bits and pieces, suspension. There's a hell of a lot to do. I'm trying to use the airbrush as much as possible to get a really clean finish, and yeah, there's a lot to do in this. Onto the wheels. Now, I spent literally hours on these trying to get the nuts painted perfectly. I think I'm at the stage now that I could spend another 5 hours on them, but at my skill level it's not going to improve anything. So I think I'm going to pull back from that at the moment, give them a little bit of varnish and then stick some decals on them, and yeah, carry on with that, because it's really a strong project, but it is quite a hard one. Next, a little bit of work on a Kublewagen. Specifically, we've done some of the photo etch. You can see the mud flaps there. The internal handles I've done, these little gimmicks at the back which hold the jerry cans, and some of the hinges. Again, this is a lot of work on here. These parts are really small. It's a great little education though for me on this one. So I did the review on the Schwimmerwagens, I think that's right. Now I made an error in my original review and said that there was photo etch for both. I'm going to go back and edit that to reflect how it correctly is. It's actually two different photo etches for the Type 166. Now this is the K2 version, and it was a K120, I think. It's not that great a model. I mean, I put this together in about an hour. That's pretty much it done. There's a couple of glaring gaps that need to be filled in. It's an alright little thing, but if you know, they cost the same price, the two models, so definitely you know, if you're going to aim to buy one, go for the 166 on that. You can see from behind it's not a bad fit, but it's very bare and very basic. I've had a nice little idea of how I'm going to paint this one up, so yeah, get ready for that in future. Next, it's not specifically car related, but I picked myself up a new airbrush on eBay. It was just a cheap, very cheap one. It's got a 0.2 needle, a 0.3 needle and a 0.5 needle. The main reason I bought this was I wanted something that I could use when I like to bulk undercoat and varnish things. I usually build quite a few models at the same time and get them to that finish stage, then I can bulk prime them, and then I can go through the painting stage and all of them. So yeah, I picked up this guy. There was a few teething problems, so basically yeah, that's what I've got at the moment. I'm working on at this stage. So you can see there's a Titanic model, there's a T55, there's a little World War Tunes tank, There's a DMAG D7 at the back there. There's some of the Tamiya's brick walls. So yeah, I want to undercoat all that, move on to the next stage with those. A few teething problems. Got my pressures wrong, and I now have paint all over my ceiling. But we persevered, and yeah, we got everything done in about an hour or so. We managed to get all that done. So yeah, quite happy with that. You know, I'm very happy. On to the final part. It is the Mustang. So I put the engine together. Looks quite nice. I need to give this a little varnish so that I can weather it later. I use this Villaggio Environmental on the body of the car, so that's given me a little bit of rust texture that I can work with. I'm not sure if I can varnish over this, if it's going to lose a texture, so we'll see how that comes out. Finally, I fitted in the engine and started to fit the exhaust. So yeah, I'm gonna need to airbrush a couple more parts for that, so I can start fitting the suspension and whatnot. But yeah, that's what we're up to right now. So thanks for joining me. Hopefully the next update will come a little bit quicker, as we're all in lockdown at the moment, so I'm getting a lot of time to work on this stuff. And until next time, happy modelling and take it easy.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment.